How's it going, HotStreak users? I'm Sports by Dustin, and today I'm be going over the NFL HotStreak slate for Week 2, which takes place on September 18th. But before we get into the video, if you guys are not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and do it right now. Give the video a like. We really would appreciate it. It does help us out. And if you're not on the HotStreak Fantasy app, go to the link in the description, download the app, use the code in the bottom of your screen you see now. You'll get $10 bonus plus 100% deposit match up to $1,000. And let you just know about the live in-play entries you can place on HotStreak, which is my favorite part of the whole site. Okay, so let's say you have Leonard Fournette playing, right? You think in his next rushing attempt, he's going to go over or under 3.5 rushing yards. Or you think that Mac Jones' next pass completion is going to be over or under 9.5 yards. You can play some live in-game while the game's going on, just sitting on your couch, having fun watching the games, placing those live. $1 minimum for the live entries. It's something that is just so much fun to do when you're just chilling while watching games. Definitely take advantage of it. We got it for MLB as well. If you think Aaron Judge's next at bat, you see he's on deck, you think his next at bat, he's going to hit a home run, you can select that. Or you think he's going to fly out, ground out, hit a single, you can select from a bunch of different options. And with the live entries, you can win up to 32x your money. So definitely take advantage of those. Let's go ahead and hop right into my favorite play. First play is actually going to come in the Lions versus Commanders game. It's going to be Carson Wentz over 1.5 passing TDs. Carson Wentz coming off a game right here. Well, he's 10 of the last 18. He's gone over 1.5 passing touchdowns. However, he's not on the same team as he was last season. He was on the Colts. This season, he is now on the Commanders as a starting quarterback. He's coming off a game against Jacksonville where he passed for 4 touchdowns. Now he's going up against the Lions, who aren't that much better of a defense. So we have that going for us. But in general, he's just got so many playmakers to toss the ball to now. Obviously, he's got Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel. If you guys seen how Curtis Samuel was used in Week 1, they got him the ball a lot, including, if you look here, he ended up getting a touchdown in Week 1 as well. Jahan Dotson, who also caught another touchdown. He's a rookie, but the guy is a stud. They got him the ball quite a few times. They're definitely going to be passing the ball a lot in Washington now with the receivers they have. Definitely think he's going to go over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Plus, Brian Robinson is injured, so their depth on the running back side of things is a little lower. However, the running backs they do have, Antonio Gibson can catch the ball a decent amount, but also J.D. McKissick out the backfield caught a couple passes anyways. So I like him to go over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Now my next play is going to be in the Jets game. I know that sounds disgusting with it being the Jets, but I think we found a really good trend that I believe is going to continue in this game. It's going to be receiving yards for Breece Hall. Breece Hall over 14.5 receiving yards. I really like this. If you look here in Week 1, so yes, he is a rookie. He's only played 1 week. We don't want to jump the gun, but I don't think we're jumping the gun. I think these numbers scream a lot, actually. He played 38 offensive snaps, and in 38 offensive snaps, he had 10 targets, 6 receptions for 38 yards, going over this number easily. But even then, basically, I don't even know what the percentage is, but in 38 offensive snaps to have 10 targets is insane. If you don't think he at least, it might come down a little bit next game, and that's fine. If he has 6 targets next game and catches 3 passes, he can easily go over this number of 14.5. He averaged 6.3 yards per catch in his 6 catches. If he does that with only 3 catches next week, boom, give it to us. It goes over. So I like him. I think it's going to continue. Joe Flacco's not the big downfield guy anymore, of course, and he's going to throw a couple short passes, but also I expect his snap count to go up. He's probably the better running back in the group. It was his first game. They wanted to get his feet wet. He's probably going to play maybe around 45 snaps, maybe. So maybe, I don't think 10 targets going to happen again, but I do like him to go over 14.5 receiving yards this week. My next one is going to come in the... It's going to be in the Panthers-Giants game. Now, this is probably a little unexpected, but we're going to go with an extra points prop for Eddie Pinheiro to go over 1.5 extra points. So basically how I look at these extra points props is, do you think that the Carolina Panthers are going to score more than one touchdown, basically, right? So do you think they're going to score at least 2 touchdowns in this game? Against the Giants, I'm really expecting Baker Mayfield to score at least 2 touchdowns. Not necessarily Baker Mayfield himself, but to lead the offense to 2 touchdowns against the Giants. The Giants let up 2 touchdowns in their first game of the season. I expect them to do it again. And especially this is going to be Baker Mayfield's second game with his new offense in the Carolina Panthers. They got some weapons over there, of course. He kicked 3 PATs in week 1 against Cleveland. So, Baker led his team to 3 touchdowns against Cleveland. So I think he's going to go over this number. And he's not necessarily with, he wasn't with the Panthers last season, but in 4 of the last 5 games, he's gone over 1.5 extra points. But with him being on a better offense this year, I think he's going to go over. All we need is 2 touchdowns. That's how I view these extra points props. If you guys want to kind of think about it in that way, obviously there's some ways that you can't hit this. Like, for instance, when Harrison Butker got hurt, he didn't go over his prop of 2.5, I believe, because he got hurt and missed a couple extra point attempts because he wasn't kicking. And then he came back later in the game, still didn't hit. But I like these props. These are my 3 favorite props. Let me go ahead and go over it again. Carson Wentz over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Breece Hall to go over 14.5 receiving yards. Eddie Pinheiro to go over 1.5 extra points. So basically, like I said, for Carolina to score 2 touchdowns, it can definitely happen. But these are my favorite props. Hopefully you guys have fun playing on HotStreak and you enjoy watching the games on Sunday.